for people.
Just to press you on the ring-fenced new money for mental health, because otherwise there is a danger it will just be swallowed up by the crisis in the NHS, isn't it?
Well, but first of all, money is going into mental health, but it's always wrong for people to assume that the only answer to these issues is about funding.
This morning, Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt responded by saying improvements are needed, but that if we make it just about money, we miss a trick. He's due to make a statement this afternoon. Well, one person who believes even more radical changes are needed to improve the NHS is the director of the centre-right think tank Reform, Andrew Hordenby. Here's his soapbox.
Over Christmas, Liberal Democrat leader Tim Farron joined a long list of politicians wanting to spend billions more on the NHS. That is exactly the wrong prescription for the NHS. It would stop in its tracks a revolution in healthcare practice and technology which is going to transform the service and help it meet rising demand. It's time for new ideas. This team are experts in artificial intelligence. Users of the app enter their symptoms. The app then tells the patient whether the problem can be cared for at home or whether it needs medical attention, either visiting a GP or a hospital. This team can also organise face-to-face appointments with the GP over video with an average waiting time of only 46 minutes to see a doctor. Let's give it a try.
How can I help today? Has it got worse during that time?
Better healthcare is also better value for money. If we prevent ill health, if we treat it quicker, if we make it much easier to see the doctor, the whole process is cheaper and delivers better care for patients. Every political party wants to improve the NHS. The way to do it is through innovation and new ideas. Simply pouring in more money is not the answer.
And Andrew Hordenby is with us now. You say the NHS doesn't need more money, yet the NHS Trust finished 2015-2016 with a deficit of nearly £2.5 billion. The head of the NHS in England, Simon Stevens, last month said the case for an urgent cash injection into social care was unarguable. It needs more money.
Well, what the NHS needs is change, a whole new way of doing business. You referred to the Red Cross early on in this programme. To go into accident in emergency hospitals in many hospitals is to see a service under real strain.
Right.
But that is due to the way the service works, to the way it encourages patients into hospitals rather than into GPs and other areas of the health service. In other words, it's making very poor use of the money that it gets, and it needs to work differently.
But the petitioners disagree with you. They're not saying that there is just poor use of the money that they're given. The Royal College of Emergency Medicine said emergency rooms and hospitals are in an acute state of distress due to chronic underfunding. So not just recent funding, chronic underfunding over a long period of time. So are you saying the NHS wouldn't benefit from having more money?
No, what I'm saying is that, and I think Jeremy Hunt may say a bit of this afternoon, that the NHS has agreed with the government to do what we have needed to do for years, which is the thorough review, get people who are going to hospitals unnecessarily out of those hospitals, stronger primary care, much better use of technology as we've used in the film. That's the change that's needed.
Right.
If the NHS hears that it's getting a windfall, it will not feel the need for change, it won't act on that need for innovation, it will put off the change, and that would be the big mistake.